It's your boy Chris, Unbias Review, checking in. I appreciate everybody for subscribing, watching the videos, all that good stuff. Happy New Year. The same token, I'm about to give you this battle rap recap. Hollow Da Don. Hollow Da Don is probably my favorite battle rapper, or at least he's way up there on the list as far as I'm concerned. He's pretty much. He has an extensive resume. He's battled a lot of dudes and he's put in a lot of work. And he has kind of like everything you need to be a good battle rapper. So, like, he's definitely up there. And anybody that don't feel that way, they just hate him. So, obviously, he's not undefeated. So, I will give you the breakdown of what I think his battles are. Let's see. The first time I saw him was against Arsenal at Fight Club. And obviously everybody know he lost that battle. Clearly, no debating. There were judges. They pretty much had the money on the table, voted Arsenal. It went into like sudden death, which is like overtime. And Arsenal won the overtime round. I personally didn't even feel like it needed to go to sudden death. I thought Arsenal beat him in 3. And Hollow Da Don was decent in that battle, but Arsenal clearly outshined him. Like, it was just no debating. So that was his first loss. I think next time I saw him, he battled a dude named Philly Swain from Philly. And it was a good battle. That battle was, if you haven't watched that battle, you need YouTube. It was really entertaining. I like the second round when Philly Swain was like calling him his dad. It's, I'm your dad, and it's Pops, and it's Dad. And that how he kind of set up that whole little thing is kind of like mad funny. He said he was saying that Hollow Da Don was in a way like a T-Pain had at the movie, because T-Pain was wearing all them big ass hats at the time. So it was a good battle, but Philly Swain lost. Hollow Da Don rebutted him a lot in this battle, like every round, because Philly Swain went first. And my favorite line of that Philly Swain battle, when he told him, he said, you grab the Uzi. You grab the Thule. You let off the Uzi. He was like, yeah, on Call of Duty. Basically saying all this gun talk you do it on a video game. So that shit was just mad funny. So Philly Swain was on this list. Good battle, but he beat him. Next time I saw him was against Passwords. Passwords is mad corny to me. Like, he's an okay battle rapper, but and this battle was in California. Passwords is from California, and it was on grind time, and they like all them little stupid ass jokes and shit. But I didn't feel like Passwords even was in the same class as Hollow in this battle, and it seemed like he used a lot of hollow, like you're hollow, you're see-through, you're this, like that shit was just mad plain. And I thought Hollow outshined him easy, so he beat Passwords in my opinion. The next time I saw him was against Awkwards. That was a good battle. Awkwards did well in that battle. I can't front. I think Hollow took it. I give 1 round to Awkwards. If you look at Hollow's style, like early on in his career, he was a big yeller. He got in your face. He yelled a lot. He doesn't really do that no more since he got this URL. He's a little bit more reserved or whatever. But he used to be like all real loud and his screechy ass voice, and he was a little kind of annoying at times. But he's changed up his style a lot, and since he got to URL. But in the Awkwards battle, I thought Hollow took round 1. I thought Awkwards took round 2, and I thought Hollow took round 3. So I think he beat him 2-1. There was like a promo battle between him and Conceited that was on the internet where Grind Time acted like they were gonna battle, and then they all said psych or whatever and didn't battle. But Awkwards used that against him, saying you even lost a fake battle to Conceited, which was kind of a hot line, because that fake battle with Conceited got about 100,000 views, even though they never watch it. It wasn't a battle. I did like the way he kind of said, was going through his battle resume, saying he lost his battle, then you lost a fake battle to Conceited. That shit was kind of funny. But that the line where Hollow killed Awkwards was when he said You not so tough. I got your bluff. At Bad Blood, we didn't even see Ock show up. That's why non-perishables should put you on the creamy peanut butter because you ain't got no nuts. Like that line right there, one of the best lines I done heard in battle rap, and it just killed him. So Awkwards is out of here 2-1. Hollow Don beat him. The next time I saw him, I think was Averb. The Averb battle, you know, it was a 2-round battle. I thought Averb took round 1. I thought Hollow tied Averb in round 2. But Hollow started off the Averb battle very slow, and he didn't really heat up until round 2. I felt like Averb was just as good in round 2 and killed him in round 1. So if I look overall at who had a better performance, it was Averb. So even though it's a 2-round battle, there are no ties. So I thought he lost that to Averb. I don't know, 2-1, 1-1 or whatever. It can't be 2-1 because it wasn't 3 rounds, but you know, I think Averb won round 1 and they tied in round 2. So I guess 1-0. Then he battled Big T. This is like the Big T battle. You know, you could go on URL and you could vote on the polls and all that kind of shit at that time. The polls had like Hollow Don like 87% to 13%. I remember that shit clearly because it was the biggest poll discretion in like URL history. So I mean, he clearly beat Big T 3-0. Big T had a good battle, but people, Hollow Don was so popular, Big T was so unknown at the time that people really didn't give Big T a chance. And I think a lot of that shit that he said went over niggas' heads. But I can't really get, if I can give Big T any round in this battle, it will be round 1. Because rounds 2 and 3, Hollow clearly beat Big T. Like, it wasn't even no debate. I give Hollow a 3-0 victory in this battle, but you know, you could say 2-1. But definitely he outclassed Big T, and Big T know it. Like, if he keeping it real with himself, he know he didn't beat Hollow in this battle, and Hollow just killed him. He rebutted him in every round, called him Balrog. And that shit Big T was saying about the 7 times and 7 times, and I come back around 7 times, like Hollow even rebutted that shit, and just rebutted him the whole battle basically, and just killed him. So Big T was out of here on that 2-1 or 3-0. Then he battled Goodz. The Goodz battle, I thought he lost round 1 to Goodz. I thought Goodz did pretty well about, you just a stripper, you only beat me on the polls, and you know, niggas ask me why I'm drinking, I'm already celebrating my win. I thought Goodz had a good round 1 and was looking kind of good for him, but as usual, Goodz falls off because he just not that nigga to me. And I mean, Goodz is good for about a round. I mean, after that, he kind of fall off in my opinion. I don't feel like he is in the level of Hollow. So he lost round 2, and everybody know round 3 he was losing that round in my opinion as well. But he arguing with somebody in the crowd, threw a bottle in the crowd, and that's why that round just kind of goes off and you don't really see the ending really. But he was losing the round as it was going off anyway, so I look at him losing 2-1, and I think Hollow won that battle easily. And if Goodz want to keep it real, he would say the same thing. But obviously, you know, niggas don't be admitting no losses or defeats. Then you got the Hitman Hollow battle. Summer Madness, he definitely beat Hitman 2-1. Thought Hitman had a pretty decent round 1. Came out kind of not super tight, but tight enough to take round 1. But Hollow just beat him in rounds 2 and beat him in round 3. I don't think Hollow Don really hasn't gave you any good performances lately, to be honest with you. He's been winning battles, but he been catching niggas that haven't been on they shit. Like, if Goodz would have gave you another good round, he would have beat Hollow, but he only gave you 1. If Hitman would have gave you another good round, he would have beat Hollow, but he only gave you 1. So it's not that Hollow has just been so dominating. Like, he was dominating in Big T. To me, I felt like he was really on his shit, freestyling, rebutting, just on his shit. In the last 2 battles, Goodz and Hitman, not so much. So I feel like we need to get back to this hollow right here. This is the hollow that we come to love. Check it out.
I said, so who's real? Who's not? I'm real. Your Jew's not. I said, this nigga ain't got no piece that he bang, no piece that he aim, man. He can't even afford a piece for his change. I said, nigga, I hope you have a nervous death. Get prescribed Percocets and overdose till a nervous death and your pregnant wife is born with a birth defect. And just for giving the baby life, I even wish the nurse is deaf. But wait, y'all, that ain't the worst as yet. I slept on the church's steps to sneak into his funeral to make sure his hearse gets wrecked. Nigga, I'ma come on my M shit, dive in it and hide for 5 minutes, come back with a fuck a Burb hat and a t-shirt that says I did it.
Yeah, there you have it, man. When hollow is coming like that, the nigga is very, very hard to beat. He's known to kind of give you a round though. Like he'll come kind of weak in a round. I mean, the best way to beat him is to let him go first. That way he can only rebuttal you two of 3 rounds, and then he'll give you a round. So I mean, he can be beat. It's just that he's just been beating niggas, and obviously you're going to have to really get in his ass because he's a very popular battle rapper. So he's going to win in the public opinion unless you just kill him. Other than that, like, people really like him as a battle rapper, so they're going to be like feeling like he's going to win every battle. And you're going to have to like really beat that nigga. You ain't not close battles and shit like that. They're probably going to go to hollow. So that's kind of where I have Hollow Da Don's battle resume. He lost to Arsenal, Verb, and that's really his only losses in my opinion. I think he didn't beat everybody else. So that's what it is, man. Who else has he battled? He battled Young Il too. I forgot about that. That was at Fight Club. He beat Young Il. I don't know who he has next on his resume though. I've been hearing Loaded Lux maybe. I think they might try to put that together. I personally want to see him battle Charlie Clips. I would like to see that. I would love this. Or Calico. I would like to see him battle Calico, Charlie Clips. I really don't give a fuck about watching him battle Lux, to be honest with you. I think he's gonna beat Lux. So I don't really want to see him battle Lux. But Charlie Clips or Calico would be a good battle, or even another rematch with Young Il, because I think Young Il is really on his shit right now. So that's the battle I want. Those are the battles I want to see coming up. But that is the battle recap for Hollow Da Don, man. Appreciate you watching Unbiased Review.